You can follow along with me on page 89. We are in Chapter 2, Lesson 1, Decimals and Fractions. The first thing we are going to do is convert decimals into fractions. So under the real world link, we are looking at the brass instrument. So we want to write 0.25 in word form. Well, if we remember, the 2 is in the tenths spot and the 5 is in the hundredths spot. So this is actually going to be called 25 hundredths. Writing it as a fraction, since it's 25 hundredths, we can put 25 over 100. So let's do one more example of those, the percussion. We want to write 0.15 in word form. Well, again, the 1 is in the tenths, but the 15 is in the hundredths. So this would be 15 hundredths. And writing it as a fraction, since it's the hundredths, it's going to be 15 over 100. Your code word for this chapter are going to be candy. So for today, it's Skittles. You can follow along with me on page 90. This is letter B. I have 0.28, or 28 hundredths. Since it's in the hundredths spot, I'm going to do 28 over 100, just like we did in the last examples. Now, we actually need to start simplifying this. So we want to find the biggest number that can go into 28 and 100. So I want to divide both of those by 4. 28 divided by 4 is 7. 100 divided by 4 is 25. I can't simplify that anymore, so 7 over 25 is my answer, and that's how you convert decimals into fractions. You can follow along with me on page 91. This is letter F. We are now converting fractions into decimals. So, we want to convert 14 over 25 into a decimal. Like we know already, we're going to put that top number on the inside and the bottom number on the outside. Now, 25 can't go into 14, so right away I'm adding that decimal and a 0. Bring that decimal straight up. And I want to figure out how many times 25 can go into 140. So if you don't know, do a little math on the side. Otherwise, it can go in 5 times. 5 times 25 is 125. Subtract it and borrow. 10 minus 5 is 5, and 3 minus 2 is 1. Now, I can't have a remainder when I'm doing decimals, so I need to add that other 0 and bring it down. How many times can 25 go into 150? Well, it actually can go in 6 times. Again, if you don't know, do some math on the side. 6 times 25 is 150. I'm left with 0, so I know I'm done. So 14 over 25 is the same as saying 0.56 as a decimal.